can't believe I'm about to do this, but here we go. Dihessa here, and I have been hiding some things from you, and in this video, I am coming clean. And as I say that, my whole body gets hot, simply because it really does feel like everything I'm about to share with you, like almost feels like I'm about to put myself naked, almost like on the internet. But I'm sharing this simply because I just can't help it anymore. I just can't avoid talking about this anymore. So here we go. So the whole story behind this is that my business has been kind of like a front. What do I mean by that? For the past few years, my business has been all about really supporting entrepreneurs in utilizing the energetic system for creating growth in their businesses, for attracting clients in their businesses, and also really like increasing their money and income in their businesses. And while all of that is true, while all of that has been amazing, actually it's really been amazing, really observing and witnessing others experiencing the same thing that I have experienced in my life and also in my business for so many years. It really has been a front. And what I'm about to share with you here won't come as a surprise to the people who have worked with me intimately, who continue to work with me, with the people I've gotten to work with the most intimately. The Humans in Unity, for example, this won't come as a surprise, but you still want to watch it because I'll have some things in here for you. And my clients whom I have worked with privately, really this has been the foundation of our work, right? And so what am I talking about, and where am I going with this, right? Everything that I just said, everything that I just talked about, everything that like on the surface up until now on social media, that's how I have really portrayed it, that's how I have really talked about it, is utilizing your system for creating growth, right? Because there's so much power in that and within that. It has been kind of a front. Why? Because that is just a small part of the work that I do. That is the tiniest part of, that's the truth. That is, oh my God, I hope I don't break into tears because now I'm becoming very emotional about this. Because the truth is, while like supporting clients and making more money in their businesses has been incredible and continues to be incredible, while, oh my God, while supporting my clients in becoming more powerful creators in their lives and really discovering that part of themselves has been incredible. Those are like the smallest part of the work that I do. And in this video, really, I really want to come clean. I really want to share what really inspired me and what drives me actually in my life and what has driven me also in my business. I've shared these things here and there, and in this video I'm putting it all together for you, so there is no more ambiguity, there is no more guessing, and again it just feels like, oh my God, Dihessa, you're about to do this. Alright, so it really is my journey, and I'm so fired up about it, right? And so the thing that I'm going to talk about here is the power of our soul, the power of your soul in your life. So a long time ago, like when I started this journey of this personal development, very first experience that I have had when it comes to personal development, the very first taste that I have had was through like the movie The Secret and the book, the movie and the book. Like for me, like when I get interested in something, I get everything. So I got the movie and then I also got the book. If you don't know what The Secret, I think most people know what The Secret is. The Secret, the book is. It's all about really awakening to the fact that we are the creators of our own lives. We are the creators of our own reality, right? I remember that book was solely focused on the external success, right? The whole book or the movie was really all about external success in life. And I remember, first of all, like when I got my hands on that book slash movie, I was like, oh my God, something inside of me actually woke up. It was almost like I had been sleeping all those years of my life, and all of a sudden, I just realized, or I just discovered something that was hidden for the longest time, right? So when the first hype uh, wore off, I started wondering, like, and it just came very naturally. I started wondering, and I started thinking about this, and I started thinking there has to be more to it than just making money. There has to be more to it than just like manifesting or creating like a bike, for example. Like if you've seen the movie, maybe you remember what I'm talking about. It has to be more. There has to be more to it than that. Actually, as much as I started applying the principles in that book slash movie, and I really started really experiencing changes in my life by directing my thoughts a certain way, and by directing. At the time, I had no idea what energy was all about. But even though at that time, there was one time I read the book and it had activated me so intensely that like I started feeling my own energy. I didn't know what it was, right? Anyways, like I digress. A part of me started being very, very thirsty for more, thirsty for there's more to it than this. There's more to the whole thing about like creating your whole life, creating your whole reality, like creating the success that you want. There has to be more to it than that. And I was really, 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 really thirsty for it, right? And then I went seeking, and I'm going to spare you, like, that's a whole other story, how I encountered then my spiritual teachers trainings, and how I started working with him. But like that's a whole other story for another video. I won't get into that. But once I started really like experiencing that, and really understanding that the missing key was the fact that there was like actually there's many points to this when it comes to really becoming the master of creation, like you're being the master of your own creation in your life, in your environment, and everything around you, was all about having the ability to master your energy and having the ability to move energy around you, right? So that was that was like the next step, becoming really becoming the master of energy. What really that means is that like our thoughts, our emotions, and everything that is invisible to us is part of the energetic raw, right? And so really, like how we really truly change our thoughts, how we really truly change our emotions, right, is through energy. So like I started dabbling into that, and I started studying that. But then again, like even that, I was like, okay, so it's all about, and even when I'm talking about energy, it's really all about effectively utilizing the power of your brain for creation in your whole life. But I was still thirsty a little bit. I'm like, what is the whole point of this, right? What's the whole point of this? I was utilizing these principles left and right, and I was really creating, like I was starting to create things here and there. And I was like, wow, this is really great, but like I'm thirsty for more. I'm thirsty for more. Until the day that I experienced something so phenomenal. Again, I feel like during this video there are many times where I'm going to become emotional, and now is also another one of those times. Hopefully I'm not going to break into tears. It was such a huge thing for me. The day that I understood this, it shook me to my core. The day that I understood this, the day that I understood that there are really two parts to who we are. Like you can say that. There's a part of who we are who is kind of like accumulation of our experiences, accumulation of like our past emotions and our past traumas and our past everything. And then there is another part of who we are, which is so pure, so bright, so capable, so unbelievably creative, so powerful. And that part of who I am, when I wake that up, there is really nothing that I cannot do. I can go through any challenges. When I wake up, that part of who I am. And when I have that part of who I am on my side and by my side, when I put that part of who I am in the driver's seat of my life, there is so much that I can create. There's nothing that is impossible. And that part of who I am, I call that part my soul. You can call it anything you want. But for me, I call it my soul. And so for the longest time in my life, one of the things that I did was, I want to fix this broken part of me. I want to fix all these things that happened in my life and have broken me. I want to pay attention to that. And for the longest time, I spent so much time trying to remove all these blocks. I spent so much time and energy trying to fix that part of who I am. And then I understood one thing: there's no point. There's no point paying attention to that part of who I am. Because when I wake up, this other part, when I wake up, the soul part of who I am, it really becomes like, when I make it stronger, right? When I make that part of me stronger, then I can look at all the broken part of me, really like with compassion and with love and with acceptance, and be like, okay, yeah, you there. But my soul is in the driver's seat, right? But then comes the question, how do you give power to that part of who you are, right? It really became, once I discovered this, right? Once I understood this, it really became kind of like my passion, not only to do this for myself, but also to share with others, so that others can discover the power that this is in their lives, and also how to utilize this for creating growth in their businesses. This is exactly what I utilize, by the way, when it comes to increasing my income, when it comes to me going from $0 to multi-5-figure cash months in my business. This is what I've utilized. This is the power that I have utilized for, it's like going from no one knowing who I am and having the courage to show up and share my work consistently and attract the clients in my business that pay me multi-5-figure to work with me. This is what I have utilized for all of that. It doesn't mean that I don't utilize strategy. It doesn't mean any of that. But what it means is that I use this power so that I can utilize strategy the most effectively possible. This is the reason why actually a lot of people can have strategy, and a lot of people can know the how of XYZ. This is why you can go to ChatGPT today. Like, ChatGPT can really give you a lot of things for you to do, for you to implement, and how many people are implementing and how many people are doing it. Not to say that, anyways, I digress, right? For me, that's what I've utilized, right? That's what I utilize. It doesn't mean that everybody who creates success in their lives do it from the connection of their souls. I don't actually believe that. It doesn't also mean that if you connect to your soul, that automatically you're able to create success in your life. Actually, you can see proof of the opposite of that all over the place, right? But what I'm talking about, what I'm really, really talking about here, is the fact that you can utilize the power of your soul for creating powerfully and creating success in your life. And that is the most fulfilling thing. That is the most fulfilling thing, right? And what has happened is that because I pay attention to that, because really that is a vision. This is what, like, a part of my vision is to really wake up my soul more and more and more, and to kind of save myself in that way, and to give, it's like a support to anyone who feels the same for themselves, who feels like, I want to save myself and I want to create success in my life, and to bring this into the world, and have the humans who feel called to do the same really come along and take this journey together. This is what I've actually, even though I haven't talked about this a ton on social media, for example, interestingly enough, this is whom I have attracted in my business. Just the humans who really have spiritual growth, and you can even call it soul's completion as a core value, and also want to create success. Because what I've come to realize is that in doing this work, and I've experienced this myself as well, is that a lot of the times I think a lot of us have this sense that there is more to life than just what's happening in our physical reality, right? And then some have utilized that as an excuse not to pay attention to all the things in the physical realm, right? Not to pay attention to money, not to pay attention to like all the things that are really like here down on earth, right? Many, including me in the past, by the way, I have utilized in the past this reason. Oh, there's more to life than just everything that's happening in the world. There's more to life than just money. There's more to life than success. That's just so, I don't know what to say to that, right? Again, been there, done that. But then I realized one thing. I realized that sometimes we're just doing that to check out. Sometimes we're just doing that to just escape. Not sometimes, a lot of the times, most of the time, that's why we're doing that. But in reality, what I have come to realize is, and that's what I've utilized in my business, in my life, and that really has created incredible personal growth for myself, energetic growth for myself, and even in my environment, right? So what I've come to really, I'll say it's actually been a conscious decision, and also conscious realization, is that everything in the physical realm is meant to support me. Or I can decide that I'm going to utilize everything in the physical realm to support me in my spiritual growth, and also soul's completion. And I keep talking about soul's completion. And it may or may not mean anything to you. I used to not even be able to say these things publicly. But that is really one thing that drives me so intensely in my life. It drives me without me not clinging to it, if that makes sense, right? It drives me, it drives my life, it drives everything that I do, it drives me in my relationships, it drives me in the way that I create, right? Even when it comes to creation in my business, for example, even when it comes to money, like growing money in business, for example. Like one of the things that has driven me the most, right? Again, like here comes like the emotions again. Like I become emotional when like it really just touches me. One of the things that has moved me the most when it comes to money is because we have put so much, oh my god, so many things around money. Like I think we do that a lot with money and sex, right? Money and sex, we have put so much like limitation, like we have shackled ourselves so much. Like you can even put it in a way that we have caged our souls so much into like all these little boxes when it comes to money, and again when it comes to sex. And one of the things that really started driving me like intensely, even when it comes to me increasing my income or like increasing how much people charge for me, is I wanted to free myself and I wanted to free my soul, like around all the preconceptions that we have created around these topics, right? And so that's really been my focus, even when from day one when I created my business, even though I haven't really talked about it. And again, the one thing that drives me the most in life is completion of my soul. It might sound crazy, that's why I don't often talk about it on social media simply because I'll be like, oh, who in the world do you think you are? What kind of nonsense is that? You know, it's like you must have lost your mind or something like that. But that is the truth of who I am. That's the truth of what I have chosen for it to be true for me, you know. And what I've realized is that I'm not alone, actually. I'm not alone. I'm not alone in the world. And this is something that feels very, very true to my heart. And so for me, it is really like my life purpose is really creating completion, like really giving me the ability, giving myself and my soul the ability to really become like more of a driver, like more of the drive, more like be more in charge in my life rather than my emotions being in charge in my life. And like some may have talked about it as like enlightenment or liberation or all these things. It is really soul centered, which means that I want my soul to evolve in this lifetime. And at the same time, for me, that doesn't exclude external success. So for me, I want to create evolution of my soul, and I also want to create success in this lifetime, right? And I've created quite some of that already, and it continues to really expand, and it continues to grow, right? I will not sacrifice my completion for the sake of success in the physical realm. But guess what? You don't need to, right? As a matter of fact, you can actually, like what I've really realized, this is what I said at the beginning of this video, is that with your soul power by your side, there is nothing. This is what I've discovered. There is nothing you cannot create, right? But it comes down to knowing how to utilize your energy effectively, knowing the principles for creation, right? Knowing the principles for moving energy powerfully towards your goals and your vision, knowing the principles for utilizing your brain the most effectively towards your goals and towards your vision, right? And that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing with my clients. That's why, like, so many of my clients, like, oh my God, like when they get this, it's quite incredible. It's really quite incredible. Not only does it change them, but it also changes their environment, right? And this is what really moves me the most as well, right? Because I realize that as I share, it doesn't just stop at my clients. It actually goes beyond them. It goes beyond, like, when one client gets it, like their children, like, for goodness sake, I have like humans in unity who bring their children, the grown adults, like their adult children, to class. I've had clients who were friends, right? Like one friend brings another. I've had, like, literally, we've had this, like, moves me so much. We've had some like some people reach out really randomly simply because they had observed, like, their friends, like their like a in-person friend, not on the internet. Like, they have their friends, and then they see their friends, and then they see their friends change. Like, if just a few weeks into unity, or a month into unity, 2 months into unity, and they literally reach out saying, I have seen my friend change right before my eyes, and I want to know what the hell is behind this, right? So it's really become my passion, and this is my work. My work is, let's create success in life, and also let's create completion of our soul. As a matter of fact, let's utilize the way that we create success in life, support and serve completion of our soul, right? And so when I talk about that, I talk about, like, there's really 3 pillars when it comes to that. Really, like 3 studies when it comes to that. Like, one is really knowing the principles, really the powerful principles behind how to do this, how to really make it happen. The second one is your energetic system, really. What I've come to understand in such a powerful way is, even when we're talking about completion of the soul, it really comes down to completion of your energetic system. This is something that we go so deep in unity, and they get it. Not only do they get it, they experience it, right? And why? Because when we're talking about again, like, I'm talking about completion of the soul or evolution of the soul, like true evolution of the soul, or kind of like, to speed it up a bit, it comes down to completion of the energetic system. And what that really means is that within you have a system and a map that actually, like, that is the fundamental reason why it was put in there, and you can utilize it effectively and powerfully, not only for your creation in life, not only for creating success in your life and in your business, but also to wake up the power of your soul, also to increase, you can even call it your consciousness, because like even when you look at the like everybody knows about this now, like Dr. Hawkins, blah blah blah, like levels of our consciousness. One thing, like in the past when I was looking at that chart, there's one thing that I never really looked at when it comes to, like when they say, okay, like one level is like 300, for example, like I can remember all the numbers, like I think 300 is like courage or something like that, and then there's one that is very low, which is shame, right? Like when you look at those numbers, like I never really understood this until I started working with energy. What those numbers are just units of light, units of energy. That's what it means, units of energy, right? And so you can literally increase units of light inside of you if you know how to effectively utilize your system for that. And I have done that over and over and over and over again, and it has given me so much power in my life, and so much power of creation, and really creating change in my environment, right? And so like I talked about, like number one, the principles, number two, utilizing your energetic system, right? These are the three pillars that I've utilized for creating change in my life, right? Number three is kind of like study of life, right? For me, I have utilized my business as the platform. Obviously, I live life beyond just my business, right? But like when you say study of life, like when you know the principles, like principles alone won't do a damn thing if you're not applying them in your life. Like let's do, like I think we're over this now, right? You know the principles, like the how to, but like for me, actually, I go deeper than that. Like in Unity, this is why like Unity members, they love this so much. I share like really like foundational, right? And you can say universal principles or very high consciousness principles in there. But it doesn't just stay at principles, right? Again, principles without application has no value, zero value, zero value, zero value, right? So we share these principles so that we kind of know the guidelines or the guidance for where we're going, where we're headed, right? And then we utilize, like literally, I've done this over and over again as well, utilizing my energetic system, this map, right? When you know how to utilize it, it is so effective. You can utilize it so effectively, right? This map system within yourself that you can utilize for really completing, like continuously increasing units of light within yourself. And when you do that, for me, when I do that, I have more courage. When I do that, really, that's when I wake up more the power of my soul within me, because that's when, like, the more I have units of light inside of me, the more like my soul is in the driver's seat, you know. Again, you have to, this is not about like techniques, it's so much beyond that, right? So much behind that, beyond that, and it's so much beyond as well. Like sometimes I feel like in the past I've talked about this and I have been misunderstood, I think, right? It's not about like having the stamina, having the energy. There's plenty of people in the world who have the stamina, who have a lot of energy, but are completely disconnected from the power of their soul in their life, right? So what we want is integration, right? Just like there are plenty of people who have created incredible success for themselves in their life, have complete total disconnect with the power of their soul in their life, right? It may sound like I'm contradicting myself, but trust me, I'm not, right? All makes sense. It all adds up, right? And if you look around you, you see that there are people who, yes, they do have that connection to their heart and soul. Yes, they've created success. And then there are some people who have created success, but total disconnect from that, like from their heart and also from their soul. Separate things, right? Creation is something else, but what we want, what I want, and what I invite all of my clients into is creating success based on, I want my soul to thrive. I want my soul to evolve more and more and more, right? And the third thing I talked about principles, I talked about completion of your energetic system that are really increasing units of light within yourself, and utilizing that through all the challenges that come as we grow, right? This is where the third level, the third section comes into this is like using life as a platform for growth, using life as like a soil for spiritual growth. What does that mean? For me, I really have utilized and I continue to utilize my any relationship that I have in my life, in my business, business growth, money growth, like really, like all of these things. I utilize that as really playground for spiritual growth. What that means is that, as you know, like you have a vision. This is why I talk about vision all the time. Meaning, like, if you don't have anything you're working towards, like, you're not being challenged, right? So if you have something that you're working towards that moves your heart and soul deeply, then like every time you wake up and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. This is my vision. This is what I'm working towards. And I promise you, you will fall. I promise you, you'll hit challenges. I promise you, all these things will come up, right? That's when you utilize the power of what your energetic system to move through them. That is also how, like, when you move past these challenges, when you move past, you know, whatever limitation you had, then you discover more of the power of your soul within yourself, right? And so it's all like, it's been like that for me for years now. It's been like that for me. And I'm saying this, why? Because I've seen so many like spirituality minded people say things like, oh, like, I just want to do healing, fine. You just want to do healing, fine, that's fine, right? You know, like, I just want to, like, whatever stories we tell ourselves, oh, I just want to grow. I just want to do meditation and grow. I just want to do, like, meditate and then grow spiritually. Boo-hoo. Okay? And I used to think the same thing as well. And the other thing is, oh, I just want to learn from a teacher. I just want to receive from a teacher. Oh, wow, all that is good. And I am so lucky and I feel so fortunate, my God, so fortunate that I've gotten to, and I continue to work with my spiritual teacher. And like, he has really triggered so many awakenings within myself. Even he, like, he says this all the time. Even he says that I can, like, it's almost like a chicken. A chicken, like when a chicken is kind of has laid eggs and then is protecting the egg and doing all the things so that the, you know, like the egg can become like the little chick can grow inside of the egg, right? So like the mommy chicken, I'm not even sure I'm saying this properly, but the mommy chicken does everything to protect, does everything to do all the things. But at the end, the baby chick actually is the one that has to crack the egg, right? The baby chick is the one that has to crack the egg. So no matter how powerful, how amazing your spiritual teacher might be, right? They can only do part of the work. Their work is just to share with you. Yeah, their work too is probably just also to show you a path. Their work also is the fact that they have seen things that you have yet to see. They have seen the pitfall. They have seen every hole that you're going to fall into. They've seen it and you haven't seen it yet. And they can be there and be like, oh, watch out, and do all these things. That's their job, right? But you have to do your part, right? And so, like, for me, I was really, like, when I first started working with my spiritual teacher, my God, like, he woke me up so much, right? And it's really good to receive energy and to receive all the principles, right? But that alone, like, there's so much limitation to that. It wasn't until I then started sharing with others and started really, like, so much of my growth actually, like, it expanded in a huge way. I almost felt like my brain was stretching into things that I wasn't aware of, right? So that's what I'm sharing with you here today in this video. I feel like I've shared everything everything that I have wanted to share all along. This is the truth. This is the whole truth. This is me not hiding anymore. And if you feel called, if this really moved you in some way, and you're like, Dihessa, that really sounds true to me, and you want to learn about all the ways that we can work together, whether you are watching this on my YouTube channel, whether you're watching this on some page, you can look under this video somewhere and you can take the first step, right? If this has intrigued you, right? If this has moved your heart, and if you are someone who in your entrepreneurship you feel fired up about the work that you do, and you want to increase your income, you want to increase your impact, and you want to do it in a way that fully awakens and reconnects you and deepens, really deepens connection to your heart and soul, I'm telling you, there's nothing that feels more fulfilling to me than that. Then you can take the first step, the next step. There's a form somewhere around this video. You can fill out the form and we will reach out to you for the next step. All right, so thank you so much for watching this video. It's a little bit long, but I wanted to share. No more hiding, no more hiding. And I feel like there's a lot that I'm going to share with you along the way. Meaning how I started awakening my senses. That's something that I also have been hiding from social media. Like what happened when we talk about third eye opening, how I started utilizing beyond my 5 senses in my business and all the things around it. Okay, the fears that came up, and you know, how I manage it, and all the things around it, and what really like spiritual growth started meaning to me, what it looks like. All right, that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.